Hey, Phantomaniacs, it's Wednesday, and you know what that means. It is time to review, for the first time on this channel, from the AEW Unrivaled Supreme Collection, which I did not realize it was the Unrivaled Supreme Collection. I thought it was just the AEW Supreme Collection. Malakai Black. Now, I was supposed to be reviewing the Cody Rhodes Supreme figures first, but then this guy made it to me from Ringside Collectibles before I could get around to reviewing the Codys, and I'm a huge fan of Malakai Black. I'm a massive fan of this figure, which, as you can see, is just insanely full of options, and I couldn't wait to review this one. I had to get to it. As you can see, the packaging is super duper fancy. You've got a clear plastic going all around the sides to showcase the various pieces. This Supreme Collection, these are, in theory, the best wrestling figures ever made, because you get a basic figure, you get a ton of different heads, a ton of different portraits, a couple of different soft good options. He's got his vest, he's got a whole other set of legs, multiple hands. It's wild. I cannot believe how much stuff is included with these figures, and of course they do carry a premium price. Oh, this is a nice touch. So if you notice, there's a window in the top of the box as well, so that when you're in the retail store, the light can come through and you can see everything in here very clearly. Packaging is incredible. I almost kind of hate to open it, but I have to, because I got to see this figure. This looks like one of the most insane wrestling figures ever created. And I will say, again, this is the first time I've reviewed one of these on the channel. I have no idea what the best, easiest way to open this thing is. So, like I said, fancy packaging. Looks great. Nice gold foil at the top. And then on the back, we've got a shot of Malakai during his entrance, sitting in the ring. You can see a lot of the details that are on the figure here. This is from AEW Dynamite, September 8th, 2021, Cincinnati, Ohio. I don't think that was his debut, but I'm not positive. And then you've got the MB, what passes for a signature these days in wrestling. Let's cut through some tape and see how the heck this box is going to open up. Because like I said, I have no clue. This, just first glance, and look, whether you like it or not, it is a competition. Just the first glance, these Supremes are putting WWE's Ultimates to shame. I don't want to just tear this apart like a savage. Or like a macho man, if you prefer. But I don't think I see any way to get this open and leave this packaging even remotely intact. Oh, look at, I love this. Look at just down at the bottom here. A little shot of the mask. Alright, I'm going to try a couple more little cuts of tape just to see if something pops open. But I do think the only way to get into this is just like a complete savage. Because this is glued to the front of the box. You know, we're tearing it open, people. We're tearing it open. Well, there you go. So the top, I guess, could have, if you see over here, well, this is glued, this was glued. Yeah, there's just no way to open this thing up in a civilized manner, as I tend to prefer to do. Alright. Oh my gosh, this is unbelievable. So that, whatever. And I don't think there's anything under this little platform here, but I'm going to pull it out and make sure, and there's not. Although you could, this would not make a bad little riser to put on your shelf, depending on how you have your figures displayed. This would be a nice riser to put in the background to raise up those back figures that don't quite get as much of a look as they deserve. I'm going to hang on to that piece. I dig it. All right. Man, so much packaging. Don't think he's secured in here. Yep, he just pops right out of that. And we've got a lot of protective plastic on here to prevent staining and whatnot. Well, we know that head just pops right off. Let's take that off. Like, on the one hand, I appreciate the care they take in wrapping these things up. But on the other hand, get this stupid plastic out of my way. It is kind of a pain. And I mean, how is this even in here? There we go. Okay. Oh, he's got thigh plastic too. Oh no, wait, that's just one piece. Good gosh. All right. There's that. Get this rubber band off of him. So this is actually a vest piece. I thought this was strictly just like a scarf. Wow. Oh man. This is wild. All right, let's get all this trash out of the way. Jazwares is not really too worried about any plastic-free business, I don't think. So I like the way that they've done these heads. This mask is just attached to this face. So you don't have to worry about how the mask attaches to the face or how to clip it on there or keep it in place. This is it. You swap out the head when you want the mask on. This mask itself, let's go ahead and take a look at it. There's so much to look at in this figure. This is wild. Okay. So this mask, you can see Alistair's hair, beard, and everything on the back portion. He's even got the tattoos. I mean, you have to, obviously, but it's still, seeing this level of detail is just really awesome. And then all of this, like, moss or whatever it is, all sculpted and painted. The skull with the horns. And this is phenomenal. Folk horror is, a big thing right now, and this is clearly, he's drawing a lot of inspiration from that kind of stuff. And you can see that one eye right through there. This is great. So then you've got the torso. Man, this figure looks really, really nice. We'll get the vest out of the way since it was on. Oh man, there's another stupid piece of plastic stuck to this guy. All right. So I'll take a look at this vest piece. You can see we've got the vest that goes over the arms, and then the scarf piece goes around his neck. So this is actually a full, like I said, I thought this was literally just a little scarf, but it's a full, like, piece of clothing type deal. Get the head back on, and you've got the little hooded piece here that can go up over his head, and you've got that full soft goods creepy entrance vest, shawl, cloak, whatever. It's got really nice, the edges are all cut and hanging. Now I do wonder if these are going to curl up over time. A lot of time with thinner soft goods like this, you end up with that sort of curl, but this fabric doesn't feel like that. This isn't that stretchy stuff that does curl like that. This is something different. So hopefully that won't happen. So you have to pop the head off to get this piece back off. Let's take a look at the torso here. You got some butterfly joints at the shoulders that don't have a ton of movement. With Malakai Black's tattoos, articulation is something that there's just no way around the fact that it's going to break those tattoos up. But my gosh, look at that. look at the detail. I feel like the brightness is really well done. Like, a lot of times the tattoos look like they're just drawn on with a Sharpie. These have just a little bit of fade to them, so they look good on the figure. They look more natural. He's got the detail on his trunks. Double jointed. Oh, now this is interesting. So take a look at that. His knees are actually painted black under the knee pads, and those knee pads, so you can look. How great is that? So it's like he's got the, sleeves or whatever under the regular style knee pads. I don't know the names of all the different knee pads, but these are the ones that are open in the back. So that actually looks good. And you get most of the use of that double jointed knee. And you can get this guy, guess what? Sitting down. That's incredible. The knee pads are very, very soft plastic. They're very pliable, so they, you have no trouble getting those full knee bends in. Oh man, that's incredible. There's nothing to be done about that other than removing that joint. And that's the kind of thing I'm okay with that in a cut joint, because, when you display this guy, you can take care to line everything up and make it look really good. But during play, it's fine if those tattoos are misaligned. That doesn't bother me. He's got just all of this great sculpted detail, this sort of diamond-like pattern that he's got in his knee pads and his kick pads, all represented. He's got jointed toes, which I find completely unnecessary in like literally any action figure ever, but sometimes they like to make jointed toes. Ankles are regular modern ankles. They've got a really nice range to them, though. They don't go forward quite as much as I'd like, but that's just a problem. There's no way to get the aesthetics correct to get a full, sort of ankle lunge, maybe? I don't know. But fantastic balance, great articulation. As you can see, like, this has so much range to it, so many possibilities for poses, for doing moves. You have to work that double jointed elbow a little bit to get it to work, but it's there and it works nicely. All those tattoos are just insane. All right, so I think we've taken a good enough look at... let's get one of the regular heads out, because I don't want to see how tall he is without a head on at all. So we've got different entrance gear here, and different ring gear, if I can get it out. And then another mask and fist hands, which is great. And then this whole piece is just a big old waist. Oh man, this figure is incredible. Let's move those over to the side. We'll take a look at this mask, which is just another variation. You can see the eyes of the portrait through this one. He's got those sort of beads hanging off of the antlers. And again, all the tattoos and deco. Just another phenomenal option for this guy. Like, I'm not lying. I would, if the price wasn't so high, I would buy like 3 of these. Because I am that much of a fan of Malakai Black, who I did not like at first in NXT. It took a while for him to win me over and for me to kind of realize, like, oh, I get what this guy is about. And now he's one of my favorites, one of the ones I really look forward to. Oh, and these antlers are a pliable, softer plastic, so you don't have to worry about snapping them off or anything, but they do retain their form pretty nicely. So, well done there. Pop that back off because we will need that body. You've got a plastic vest that is just a completely different deal. It's got the spine sculpted in the back here, like ribs Well, let's just put it on him. I might as well, right? See what it looks like. Slide it right over, and perfect fit, and just looks gnarly and awesome. And what a... I mean, he's the guy you had to choose for a Supreme. You had to. So, as you can see, comes with a whole separate set of legs with the more like MMA style trunks that he wore, the shorts, which I don't like as much for his character, but do give him a different cool look, and you can see the detailing on those looks great. And it's interesting that... Oh, the legs are... Well, wait, okay. So the joint... Yeah, the joint's right there where the shorts are. So they couldn't just use those legs because that cut joint is higher up. So they really did have to redo the whole waist to knee area. But the knees and the kick pads and everything are the same. But everything waist to knee is actually different on those pieces. I'm going to put the trunks back on because I do prefer those for him. We've got the alternate hands. And it's actually weird that he only comes with one set of alternate hands, but they are closed fists, which is something that I think every single wrestling figure needs to come with. And then we've got our last piece here, which has the actual unmasked portraits. Another soft goods piece. And these are going to be... Yeah, there we go. So what is... Oh, this is just a different hooded robe. Interesting. So that clearly goes around the neck. Okay. So it's more of a hooded piece, I think. Let's get it on here and see what we got. Gosh, what tremendous soft goods engineering on here, though. I mean, for real. So let's put this head on. The head's a little tough to get in place. And then that hood will go up over. And it's a very similar arrangement to the other one, but the hood is a little bit bigger and deeper. Let's take this off so we can actually compare those two soft goods pieces, because I am curious as to what the differences really are. We're this far in and we still haven't even gotten to his regular portraits yet. So yeah, you can see these are just cut a little bit differently. This one has a deeper hood. There's really more to it. This is a larger piece. And this one just has a different shape to it. How wild is it that they included both of these? They're so similar, and yet they are different enough to warrant inclusion in this way. But, you know, I feel like so many toy companies would have been like, well, we put the one in. It's fine. Fantastic. All right, so now let's take a look at these portraits. First, we have kind of a toothy, smiling-ish portrait. And I got to say, something about it is a little cartoony to me. Look at the wrinkles, though, around his eyes. I think it's maybe the paint on the hair. I think with a different paint job, this could look better. And it's not that it looks bad at all, because look at those eyes, the teeth, everything is painted very precisely. There's just something, I don't know, a little cartoonish. We've got a different paint style. This one looks better to me. But I think it's really more just preference than execution. And I do like this style of the face paint quite a bit. And then finally, more of a grimace. I thought it was a grin at first, but I think this is kind of a grimace because you can see the way his teeth are. The bottom are jutted, his jaw is jutted out a bit. I don't know, maybe it is a grin. Whatever the case, it looks great. This one actually looks good too. Maybe I was a little hard on these. They actually do. Let's see if I can handle these to get them all in the shot at the same time. They actually all are pretty good. I think I prefer the neutral expression, but they're all pretty solid. I'm a customizer, somebody who does paint. Could probably make these look better than they do, but they look pretty darn good. All right, so let's get that neutral head on for right now, and we'll get our kind of final look here. Which, I mean, chances are on the shelf, I'm going to have him with one of the masks and one of the soft goods entrance jackets on. There we go. That head's kind of tough to put on. So finally, we get the full look, unmasked, ring ready. You know, this is how he's going to be fighting in the ring. Aleister Black. Pretty intimidating, pretty amazing, pretty fantastic. Coming in at 7 inches tall exactly. This is one of the best wrestling figures as far as just playability, fun, everything about him. One of the best ones I've ever seen. One of my favorites for sure. And yes, it's partly because it's Malakai Black. But, man, what an amazing figure this is. Thanks for watching, you guys. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about Needless Things. And until next time...
Smash that like button if you like Needless Things.